Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Nice. Interesting. What is going on with this dark side?
Is that the Malachor Sith Temple? Or
Yep.
Vader's
It looks
Vader's
like
Castle?
SSA with a first light sight and quad drive yards, droid racks, combat response. So some sort of base deck
So
against.
it's Pyre let the Wookiee win.
Yes.
And looks like Ryan started the droid effects that he can stack. Or sorry, that's Batmouse.
Yeah. Or I guess this is his like his other deck. He's brought this before to tournaments, but it's slightly different because he's playing a first light sight. Usually he plays like the Cloud City site, the Drain -1 site. I assume this is slightly unfortunate for Ryan because he gives him a Drain 2 system right away. He can also just cover it. I'm assuming he has Ashik in his deck, so he can just take a force activation from him right away if he wants.
Then you're going to give up that dark side caching text, which makes the starships. What does it say? It makes starships that Wookiees are aboard forfeit +2.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it
Are
was just
power and
Wookiees were
forfeit
forfeit.
+2
I think the
here.
Wookiees are forfeit, right?
Your starships with any Wookiee aboard are power and forfeit +2.
Batmouse gave us a nice little peek of his hand there.
What droids is that using the
There's that must be allowed to speak
destroyer
for
droid effects?
droid racks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he plays the virtual droid. B2 battle droid.
Draws Destiny on its own.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
attrition against opponents was fun. We got where's Han right away, so it's helpful, but and against a deck that's all space, I think it's a losing situation.
Batmouse showing off his custom AI Maul there with his own picture on it. Smoking a cigar with the gangster attribute. Characteristic. Classic.
Get updated. All right, no update yet on other matchups or who won and who lost.
Lots of characters in Ryan's hand there, but he's just going to draw up for his first turn.
Yeah, he's just looking for his activation. Starting the battle plan combo. I'm a big fan. When I played match play championships, I was using Insurrection because I think having the ability to just see what's in your force pile to know what you're drawing for on turn one is just so important.
Yeah,
And finding your activation.
Knowing if it's worth picking up those last one or two cards because there's a Twix puller in there. Fortunately, he didn't have to go to that situation. He found his Twix puller after like 2 draws, so. but he's still grabbing one more and saving one.
Well, I think you can use the. Oh no! Never mind. Never mind. What's he got?
So
Our
there.
only hope for the hut. Did he take the hut or does he take the 2-2?
Well, he already pulled the hut last turn, so this turn he's
Oh,
pulling
okay.
the 2/2, and Bat Mouse is fishing for. I believe that card pulls a non-unique battle droid. Or a TIE fighter, apparently. Oh, okay, that's with Squadron assignments. I guess he did not find any non-unique battle droids, giving up the verify there. This is quite an interesting deck Bat Mouse is playing here.
He's got Bosk, Houndstooth V, and Blacktooth.
Yeah, with DS612 aboard.
He sure knows how to put 60 cards together.
With the amount of force Ryan's activating right now, though, it's going to be tough for him to do anything about it.
Is there anything? What's that First Light site do? Is there any reason for playing First Light over
Any other location? I'll look it up real quick.
Is it the one that gives you plus activation? No, it lets you download Margot, Wooher, or a musician.
This is just a free check your deck once per game, or maybe he's actually got one of those cards in there. It seems unlikely to me, though.
And I think if you pick this one over the other First Light one because the other one says +1 force range if you have a smuggler, so that's a lot more common than a musician.
Definitely. So Ryan drops both of those sites he uploaded, and now he's putting Luke Rebel Scout V at the Death Star 2-2. Death Star 2, 2-2. It's a lot of twos.
So
Bat
I
Mouse.
assume Bat Mouse plays. He's ready for 2.
Yep, turns 2.
I assume he plays Enter the Bureaucrat.
Well, he just dropped U3PO down there.
Oh, there you go.
So that'll take care of it as well. But yeah, Enter the Bureaucrat would be a nice answer for that train as well.
Doesn't look like he has an answer for a spy right now.
I did not see one. But we'll find out pretty quick here, I expect.
Yeah, Lenny, that's so they're both drain -1. Both First Light sites are drain -1, and they each say +1 either for a musician or a smuggler. So
Oh yeah, and there's the Enter the Bureaucrat too, just in case he does get rid of that U3PO.
is that fanfare and effect? I assume he just didn't put the shield over it. Oh yeah, for sure. I'll switch off solid. 1 or 2.
Does he have O switch off in his hand?
I haven't seen, but it's a great card for this deck, right? Cause
oh yeah.
The droids and the
We're getting some action here. Han Chewie and the Falcon deploys to Kashyyyk. With Captain Harris Syndulla aboard as a passenger.
So that'd be 2 Battle Destiny.
Right, because she adds with an Imperial.
Yeah.
So Bat Mouse plays short range fighters combo not during the battle, just before the battle to fish out Vader's custom tie. Virtual. And Bosk is going to add to total power or attrition because he's with the Falcon. He triggers with an independent starship or the Falcon.
I think you'd got to go with attrition here. He did.
Yeah, that thing's... you're probably not going to hit the less than 6 with just one draw, so... Right, and then Honshu Falcon adds 1 to power, so that first draw of Ryan's, the 5, is only going to power. So it's actually not too much attrition for Bat Mouse here. Flips a 0 there is tough.
Sorry, I'm back. So he fought and drew Mustafar, huh?
Yeah, I think that was his attrition destiny, though, not his battle destiny.
Oh,
But it looks like it was still enough to forfeit Hera. And it looks like Bat Mouse outpowered him, and like I said, that 5 was the destiny to power from the Falcon, so Bat Mouse ended up being immune, because Bosk is immune less than 4 as well.
That this does not look good for Ryan.
Yeah, unless he finds an answer for that spy soon, but even then he's got the end of the bureaucrat to protect it.
right.
So Bat Mouse goes in his deck and fishes out that 0 he drew last turn, and then pulls out Vader with the tie he pulled last turn using squadron assignments.
So he fought into that.
Yeah, maybe he was thinking he could clear something. If he could have cracked Bosk's immunity, at least it would be a lot nicer situation right now. But
Well, even risking a spin, right? Like he could just encourage fighters to guarantee crack the. Did he just have Hera on it?
it was just Hera, yeah. But she adds because she was with an Imperial. I don't see how the Falcon survives this battle. And Bat Mouse probably doesn't lose anything with 2 reductions off Vader's text. Alright, and he's got the -1 from Maul as well. So that's how he cracked his immunity last turn. He bumped it up with Maul, I bet. I was wondering how he did that. Yeah, so Ryan peels the Falcon. Bat Mouse doesn't lose a thing. Then spreads Vader over to Mustafar. See if Ryan can do something in his turn to swing the tide here. Looks like he's got nothing for space in his hand, though. Well, as we were saying earlier, Yoda's not a musician, so that's not going to give him too much damage. Yeah, that's not the turn Ryan needed here. He just puts out Yoda and starts digging for something to hopefully change his lot in life a little bit here.
Well, if Ryan does get rid of the U3BO, they would both be draining for 3 until Ryan drains for an extra 1 and then enter the bureaucrat.
And they're both paying for it right now.
So just lost the JCC.
Yeah, he peeled the JCC, Rey, and Qui-Gon with Saber off the top of his deck.
Oh, it's draining 2 at Mustafar because it's a 3-2 at Vader there.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, so that's some decent pressure from Bat Mouse, putting up drains of 2 and 2. Ryan's right now just got to pay 1 to drain 1 at that first light location.
He needs like A Nabrod to Maul would be good. For some way to get to Maul.
That could do something. And another used short-range fighters, and still no grab from Ryan.
I kind of gave up on this Kashyyyk start deck because it was such a liability. Even the site was a liability. But
You talking about Ryan's deck?
yeah,
Yeah, getting that Kashyyyk converted turn 1, that must have really hurt. He seems like he was pretty hard up for force those first couple turns. Still is, I expect, with that JCC off the top.
One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 force. I guess he is like my father before me as well.
Right, that pseudo force is coming out your hand. So it looks like he's given up on that Death Star 2 location with the spy there and just sending all his characters over to join Yoda at the first light. Oh, not all of them. Obi-Wan stay in there. Leave a lightsaber behind in case you draw a... Sorry about the mess combo. Batmouse is doing a force push into a big old force pile. Should be able to get just about whatever he wants here.
maybe like protection for Z3PO. If he doesn't have it already.
Yeah, no switch off or...
Balance combo.
He took a card. Did he put 2 back?
He just did, yeah.
Oh, there he's putting them back.
Didn't get a chance to see what the card was, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's quick.
He goes ahead and pays for both drains again. Ryan peels another 4 off the top.
They create turning off with muster or Maul at the site that actually turns off all the drain bonuses. Because he's got 2 systems and 1 planet site.
Oh, Degree non-V, yeah.
Oh, that's non-V decree. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty good against mains.
Yeah, so another pay 3, drain 1 from Ryan. None of those cards in the use pile look like they're going to do much for him right now. Antilles maneuver. It's the one he takes, but... I don't see any immediate application for that card in this situation.
Do you think that mouse plays accelerate and bridge, or just the 4 locations?
That seems awful tight on force if he's just playing those 4 locations, but...
I think he plays the bridge.
I would expect so. Well, the X-Wing cannons could be saucy. Could be a way to take one of those systems back.
He's got X-Wing cannons.
Yeah, shoot down the tie and beat the snot out of Bosk. Or at least clear him off the system. Get yourself a foothold in space.
Knowing that's in his deck, I would have much preferred him being patient and just solidifying the system
Yeah.
like holding the Honshu Falcon and waiting to dig out all the stuff he needs, and then like attacking it all at once. Like Vader right now. He can just, well, it's only 3 maneuver, I think. So I don't think that Vader adds to the custom tie.
No, I don't think he does. He can subtract 2 from the draw against him, though.
Yeah, so he's effectively 5.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Anyways, and Ryan's peeling another 4 force to Batmouse's 2 drains of 2 here. See if Batmouse wants to do anything, if he wants to back up his systems, maybe try and grab a site to satisfy battle plan. I don't think he needs to at this point. Oh, Batmouse put down Abyss. I saw him playing that in the team tournament yesterday.
Yeah. I don't know if it's kind of interesting because he's got the other Luke on the table, so he doesn't have the 6 Destiny Luke out. It won't hurt him as much.
Right. But the Destiny card is still going to be lost, and he's still going to have to lose 2 or Luke if he draws one.
Is it Persona? It's not the same.
No, I think if he draws a Jedi Luke, he'll be fine. But if he draws the Rebels,
the exact same card.
right? If he draws the Rebel Scout Luke, it's going to cost him 3 force basically. Man, Batmouse drops another system. Fishes out Fett with combat response.
Yeah, it's not clear to me how Ryan's gonna get back into this game. Since we got a peek of his hand.
Yeah, if he had a ship, he might have a chance. Take a system and kill that undercover spy somehow. Oh, he's recoiling.
It is.
So Ryan spends 3 for the lesser used text on Sense to make both players shuffle their hand, use pile and reserve deck together, and then redraw the same number of cards they had in their hand. So
There are definitely droids. I know there is for sure. I played against this a couple of times. He never puts them out till super late.
let's see if we can see what he got in his hand here. Bunch of red cards. He's got his Wedge's ship, but not the cannons. Oh, he does have the cannons. He's got the cannons and an X-Wing.
Yeah. He has Wedge and ship, so that's why I was like saying that earlier.
I definitely saw Anakin in there. I don't know if I saw Wedge or not, though.
Achilles maneuver. That does him nothing.
Good Destinies, though.
Yeah, just that 1-2.
Oh, right, of course. That's the virtual Wedge in ship. I was having a brain fart there, thinking it was just Red Squadron 1. So he doesn't need a pilot. He can just drop that ship down and fire away.
It has to hit, though.
Yeah, it's going to go real poorly if he doesn't hit.
I think you go for Naboo.
That's yeah, they're both 5s, right? So. Well, they're not 5 maneuver, but Vader's still a 5. It's -1 too, so he has to draw.
Well, Wedge adds a destiny to power attrition against independent ships, so he could go after the Bosk, shoot the tie, and then possibly clear the Bosk with the attrition destiny.
He needs a destiny to use that though. The
Is that
attrition won't.
Ezra?
The attrition won't work if he
Oh,
doesn't draw Mal destiny.
You're right.
Coming down with Ezra against Maul.
There you go.
And I can't.
It's one of the only spies you can get there, right?
It's the only spot.
Right. That's cool. Well, that'll at least shut down Decree and let him drain for 2 at the site.
Let's just hope he doesn't draw that. Sorry about the mess combo. No, he didn't.
Might even be a little bit of overflow here. I know that Maul doesn't have too much power on him.
Yes, this Anakin because he drew 6 and Ezra's only with 5.
No.
Power 7 Ezra. I think the only way he can win now, Ryan, is if he makes sure that Batmouse is basically out of ships, so he can shoot something and then always run away.
Right, if Batmouse has something to come down and fight him with. That's not going to be a good deal for Wedge. Even then, I think it's just too little too late. If Batmouse spends 9, he's pushing another 6 damage through here.
Yeah.
Here come the B2s. First one gets hit with a barrier. See if he wants to go with a second. I don't know if he's got the force for it.
He's searching for...
I think he just did a verify there, saw the no escape, and now is spending 3 for accelerate to pick up the no escape to get his Maul back.
You have a verify?
That might have been his search for Margot or something, I don't know.
Oh, sure, yeah.
He did fan the cards face up when he first looked.
Yeah. No escape and just pass.
I mean, after the no escape, and he spent 4 on the droid, 3 on the accelerate, and then 9 to drain, so I don't think he had much force left.
He must have a gig in his hand, right?
I would expect he does. I know not every light deck runs Ezra, but it seems like such a liability having that Maul sit their whole game without a Gick in case they do come after you.
Train 2 at the bar.
Alright, going after Vader.
There it is. Only 2 cards in his hand. See, now he could use that first aid combo to send one of his Jedi over to the bridge. He shoots Vader and he hits him. But now he's in space. Does Batmouse have a ship to wedge? If he saves 3 and it's not a capital,
Yeah, it might not matter.
he can just shoot it. I think he has Saber 1 in his hand.
He does, you're right. I think he does still have Saber 1, but not
But
activating.
with Baron, that's maneuver 6, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Without Maul on the table too.
Is it Rebel Barrier, Jared? That he just
It was-
drew?
There were only 4s left? No, I don't. His hand is only 4. He's got a blaster deflection and a first aid combo.
Yes.
What on earth? He just moved in front. He must be desperate.
Batmos does have a considerable number of cards left.
Yeah. Trade for 2.
Redeploys Maul down there.
Yeah. Like 8 cards left in his force file.
And he's got the guns for Maul, or for Baron rather. Wedge might not even get a chance to shoot.
That might be a nice scoop here.
That should do it. Yeah, and there's the handshake. Well, there you have it. Game 2 in the books.
GG.
Tough matchup. That was
Yeah.
that mouse had control from the very beginning and never gave up.
Do you guys want to interview one of these players? I can send one of them in and give them my headset if you guys want to do a short little interview with them.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
But I imagine Batmouse is a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll go grab Batmouse and send him in so you guys can talk to him.
Yeah, opposite theater deck. Not super fun to watch, but
It seems like a good deck for Batmouse to play this weekend. If people have looked at Echo Base Troopers' recent March 2022 OCS stats, Communing was by far the most played deck.
yeah.
And if you can just, Communing is going to play maybe the farm and one other site. And if you just turn off their lightsabers, then
Hello?
The Batmouse is... What's up?
What were you saying?
Oh,
Batmouse?
Batmouse is on his way in. If you guys, anybody in chat has any questions for him, go ahead and shoot him, post him in chat now, and we'll let Charlie and Eric interview Batmouse on his recent victory. Just throw those headphones on, and Charlie and Eric are on the other end.
Sounds good. Hey, howdy, hey.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm feeling good right now.
So how did that feel? That game? When you sat down and you saw that matchup, what was going through your head?
So Maul's matching ships. That's the Batmouse.
I think you muted yourself.
Oh, did I? Am I good now?
Yeah, you're good now.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. There's a little button that I just saw flashing. So Maul's matching ships, which is the Batmouse deck, sits down across from mains and goes, "Cool. I hope you don't have a lot of space, because if you don't have a lot of space, or you don't have strong enough space, this game is already over. Sitting down."
We were saying too. It just looked like you had control from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Replacing Kashyyyk, so I take away activation. Not even bothering to pull any more activation. His is kind of force hungry. Mine is kind of force hungry. And if I can keep him from jumping on me early in space, that's about it.
Right.
Yeah,
you got that U3PO pretty early too.
Yeah, U3PO. I lucked out in opening hand in U3PO and the Maul, and I was set from there. I'm terrified though, terrified of that. About how did you really think of how gonna trigger that game? So Jay put that in the chat. Yeah, I was hoping it would trigger because he does have Luke Saber. He does have multiple Lukes. That's that kind of the matchup. But again, where I put Abyss in specifically to say no, I'm gonna mess with your deck. Like, oh yeah, your Destinies are great, but it doesn't help when you're gonna draw them and you lose 3 force for Abyss only has to hit once for it to like matter.
Hey, Batmouse, we saw that you started the droid racks there. What's the thinking with that part of your deck?
Okay, so Droid Racks is it's rinse and repeat, hit and run with the B2 Super Battle Droid. So it's power 4, armor 5, deploy 4, forfeit 4. A lot of 4s. Um, and then, so you deploy it, you battle, Maul's going to add 1, so a 5 becomes a 6, and then it also adds 1 to attrition, so a 5 becomes a 7 to attrition. Yeah, and if I draw a 6, it's a 7, it becomes an 8. I can wipe most of the light side ground, if not one, maybe both, if I have the battle droid. And they go back to the racks, and very few people are playing the Starship Love combo. I play it because, if I see something that I'm going to do, I want to be prepared to see it again, even though that apparently isn't a thing. So yeah, so it just keep rinsing and repeating. With first strike, it becomes I trade you, you lose a force, you lose your character, I retrieve a force, I get my droid back. It's always a net positive when I just throw a battle droid against somebody that doesn't have a saber.
Right. Yeah, and I bet people kind of go, if you're playing against mains, like spread out pretty thinly against you, right?
Yeah, because I'm obviously a space deck, so you don't need to tower, you don't need to stack. Um, there's no benefit for you doing that against me because I don't have. I'm not coming down with Vader or Double Bladed Maul, obviously, because they're both occupied doing other things. Um, yeah, so just doing that is, you know, it leaves me the opportunity to late game start retrieving and putting extra damage on you. Um, while, you know, I've also been able to drop the droid and watch people draw Abyss, get hit by Abyss, and my droid sticks around, and oh, now I have free drains, which is always a major benefit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a card that I had been thinking about, and I know that Steve Baroni played a invasion deck that like relied on that battle droid and just recurring it with like, extremely high destiny. Uh, but I think it's a really cool idea to use out of subsiding away, especially with Maul.
Yeah, that added it's basically +2 to everything I draw, to wipe out things like it obviously doesn't help against like fully immune Mace, fully immune Qui-Gon, but those are the two that I would just go, all right, cool, you can drain for 1 because I'm gonna set a decree and stay away from you.
And so you're 2-0 at this point.
I am 2-0 at this point.
And what are you running for light side, or you want to keep that on the down low for now?
I mean, I don't know that anybody's gonna jump into the stream. I mean, I'll keep it a little quiet, I guess. But I did beat my first opponent, specifically because we barely fought, and where we did fight, I just needed to stay alive, nothing more. I just needed to stay alive with one character.
Interesting.
Is it a similar platforms type? Is it like a mono theater like space deck, or is it like
Yeah, it
you like
is.
those types, right?
Oh well, so my biggest like concern and complaint basically is, oh, everybody, the light side has lightsabers, and that's the best like card going. Like it doesn't matter even if it's Jedi lightsaber. Like the fact that you can ignore my immunity to attrition and just hit me, means I don't even want to fight you. Like I don't want to fight you. Like I'm, like even with my QMC at Worlds, the whole point was don't fight me, bro. Like please, just like I don't want to fight you.
Sure.
So being able to run around and stay away from stuff is it. For me, there's no reason to sit here and beat my head against what is the some of the best cards. Um, there's just no reason to beat my head against that when I can just, you know, I don't have to. This game is, while people think this game is, oh, we're just gonna interact, fight, and beat each other up all game. You don't have to beat each other up. Like you don't have to fight to win. Discretion is the better part of valor in my idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Do you play like Gavin for Ops? Is that a deck you like?
That is a deck that I like. So I had a Yavin 4 Jedi Business for a very long time. Um, like Chris Kelly, fight like a man. Um, so yeah, Yavin 4 Jedi Business would be like fight like men. Like I'm not saying I'm not gonna fight you. I'm saying I don't want you to fight me. If you fight me, I'm gonna mess you up. That's the kind of action that goes there is I'll punish you if you want to come and fight me. So I would suggest you not fight me.
For sure. All right. Well, thanks for the interview, and good luck on the rest of your matches.
All right, thanks guys.
Yeah.
It's super exciting, and thanks for commentating.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Later. Bye.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to Bat Mouse, the pacifist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Winning
These types of decks that he plays, I wonder how important it is that they're just sprinkled into the meta. Would the meta be too dry if they didn't exist? Like everyone's playing the same type of control mains decks that go to both theaters like AOBs and old allies and stuff. I don't know.
I didn't play. I'm playing AL Maul SSA deck that used tanks, and I'd use Nemoidian Advisor, and I'd get out the third marker in the forest clearing, and I'd drain.
Nice.
And the droid racks to get back my tank pilots, which was pretty fun, but I don't know why I gave up on it.
Yeah, it's like if your site is so scary they can't attack you, you better be prepared to race.
Yeah. Yeah, is the deck we just saw? It's one of the like a couple months ago, like Set Your Course for Alderaan was really popular, like the space version.
Mm-hmm.
Though it kind of did both theaters, but like one of the additions that deck made was adding Maul and like getting Maul to the Death Star. It just like made your space unbeatable.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So this deck is kind of reminiscent of that one.
Well, I've got a couple updates from the current round here. Joe has won his second game, and Hayes lost his second game to Kyle Callan.
Oh wow.
Most of the game's still going on right now. Still quite a bit of time left in the round.
Do you know what any of those matchups were?
I do not know. I think Hayes lost with his light side to CCT, it sounded like. Or some bodies chamber type deck.
If I had to guess, I would say he's playing no idea. But that's just a guess.
It sounded like he was playing something more mainsy, but I didn't catch the whole conversation. Yeah, Jared, it sounded like he was playing something CCT-ish, something that was defending the audience chamber with Gra Gra and all the cards that make you pay extra for us. Well, thanks for the 3 months there, Masasi Temple. Appreciate the subscription.